welcome to another Sunday afternoon craft with me, James. So, here in Budapest, where I live, we've had a beautiful sunny week. So I thought today we could make a nice sun to get ready for spring. So for this craft, what you'll need is the template, which you can find at myteddyandfriends.com. There's a link down in the description below. You'll need your trusty glue stick, some scissors and someone old enough to use them, and some crayons and someone young enough to use them. Alright, so let's get started, shall we? Alright, so here we are, and to start off with, as usual, we're going to color a few parts of the craft in. So these here, these are going to be the rays of the sun all around the edge. This will be the middle of our sun. We'll color that after we've glued everything together. And then these other parts here, these are going to be parts of the face. And you'll see how those go together as we get along. So, let's see. For the rays of the sun, I think I'll use red and orange. And I want half of them to be red and half of them to be orange. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think will be red, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll color those ones in orange. Alright, so I'll color around the edge nice and slow. Start with my orange. And if you want, you can do each of the triangles individually, and that's good practice. And trace around the edge, and then fill in the middle. And then we trace around the edge, and then fill in the middle. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, hiding behind a tree. These little children are asking you to please come out so we can play with you. Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, hiding behind a tree. These little children are asking you to please come out so we can play with you. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Alright, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles that are orange, and then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles that are red. And around the outside, and fill in the middle, just like we did with the orange. Now, if you wanted, since we're going to be cutting these out, and you wanted to go, if you really wanted to go super fast, you could just color all of them in like this, and that would be okay too. But it's good practice to trace around all these lines. So I'm going to do it the slow way. Slow and careful. Did you know that in different countries they color the sun different colors? For example, where I'm from in Canada, we usually color a sun yellow. But when I lived in Japan, they always color the sun red. So this sun here is going to be orange and red on the outside, and then the inside here, I'm going to color that in yellow. And there we go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red triangles. All right. So, our sun's going to be wearing sunglasses. So, these ovals here, I'm going to color those black. Now, I don't usually use black when I'm coloring because once you start coloring with black, you sometimes end up with a really, really dark picture. But just for the sunglasses, I think we'll be okay. So I trace around the edge, and then I'll fill it in, coloring around and around, round and around. And then same thing on the other side. Just color around the edge. And then fill it in, around and around, around and around. Just like that. Alright, and now these hearts here, I have 2 hearts, 1, 2 hearts, and those are going to be our sun's cheeks. So I'm going to color some nice pink cheeks. And these hearts are pretty small, but still I'm going to color around the edges. And of course, if you go outside the lines, it's okay because we're going to cut these out, and so you can trim off the mistakes later. But do your best, try and stay inside the lines. It's always good practice. There we go. And just color those in. And then these rectangles here, these are going to be our sun's eyebrows. I know, it's funny because the sun doesn't really have eyebrows, but our sun today is going to have eyebrows. And for that, I think I'll use brown. And trace around the edge. Again, this is really small, so by the time I've traced around the edge, I'm almost done coloring. There we go. And there we go. And for now, that's all we're going to color, because we're going to be gluing things onto this big circle, and so we want the glue to stick. And if we color it in all yellow right now, then the glue won't stick as well. So I'm going to cut everything out, and we'll color in the yellow once everything's glued together. Alright, so I'm going to sit up. So I'm nice and stable. Don't want to be falling down on my scissors. Once I've got a good position, then I will pick up my scissors. And I think I'm going to start with these triangles here. And so first I'm just going to cut a nice long strip, good warm-up cut right across, and you can cut that right out to the edge, just like that. And then I'm going to separate the orange and the red. Now I want to be careful because otherwise I'll have orange where the red is and red where the orange is. So make sure you have your scissors lined up before you squeeze. Keep that black line underneath. A nice straight cut right across, and then I can just carry that right to the edge of the paper. And again, for the bottom of the red triangles, and nice straight cuts. You can line your scissors right up before you squeeze, and then you know you have a nice straight line. Okay. And then I'm going to line my scissors up here and cut off a piece of the triangle. Okay, so here's our first one. And after each of these cuts, just make sure you know where your fingers are before you make the next cut. And you can line it up nice and straight. And once you're lined up, then squeeze. There we go. That's 2. And line my scissors up and squeeze. And line my scissors up and squeeze. And there we go. One more to go. And there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red triangles. Okay, and these little scraps here, these can go in the recycling bin for later. Okay, and then the same thing on the other side with the orange. Nice straight lines. And that goes to the recycling. Okay, and I know where my fingers are. Line it up, and a nice straight cut across, just like that. And line my scissors up, and nice straight cut, just like that. Line my scissors up, and a nice straight cut like that. Same thing. And we're almost done the rays. And then that extra little piece of paper, that'll go to the recycling later. Alright. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to cut a nice, just trim off the edge here for the eyebrows. Nice straight cut all the way across. I think it's easier to do a straight cut because those are pretty small pieces. And so once I get to that line, I'll just make sure I'm on it before I squeeze. And now I'm going to have to go around this circle a little bit here. And I'll just turn the page a little bit. And then, well, once I get to that rectangle, then I'll make sure I'm all nice and straight and just cut that straight off to the edge, just like that. And then with my fingers way out of the way, I can cut off this little scrap piece here. And then this eyebrow I want to keep, so I'll put that there. And do the same thing here. Cut off the scrap. And there's our eyebrow, and we have one other little scrap piece of paper to put in the recycling later. Okay. And now I will cut my hearts. I think I'm just going to cut right along here. Now these hearts are very small, so you've got to be very careful, know where your fingers are. And if you need help cutting them out, don't be afraid to ask. Okay. So I'm just going to hold the edge of the heart, and I know I'm using 2 fingers here, and I know where those fingers are. Line the scissors up before I cut, and then I'm just going to turn the page ever so slightly as I go around, and just hold that heart with 2 fingers as I go around, and then I can keep the scissors underneath until I can see my line, and up and around, just like that. Alright, and there we go. A nice pink heart. And then the same thing on the other side. I'm going to start here, go around, just turn the page and squeeze so slowly, ever so slowly. And just make sure my fingers are way out of the way. Okay, until I get right into the middle of the heart there, and then I'm going to turn the page until my scissors line up where I want them to go, and cut around. And then one nice straight cut, line my scissors up, and snip. And there we go. Two nice pink hearts for the cheeks. Okay, and I think the next thing I'm going to cut out is this big circle here. And so this, we're just going to line our scissors up, and then we're going to go slowly and squeeze and turn as we go all the way around. Turn and squeeze. And there we go. Alright, and there's our nice big circle. Alright, just two more pieces to cut, and those are the lenses of our sunglasses, these two black ovals. And so I'll cut in, and then the same thing as the circle, but a little bit smaller. Just small cuts and turning the paper as we go. We want to try and keep our scissors pointing away from us all the time. And then just grab it with two little fingers here so that they're out of the way. And turn the page as we go all the way around. And there we go. There's one oval. And same thing on the other side. Turning the page and keeping those scissors pointed away from myself all the way around. Alright, there we go. And then that's one more piece of paper for the recycling bin. Okay, so now we can set our scissors aside, and it's time to start gluing. So you could put these rays on any way you like, but I'm going to put red, orange, all the way around the outside. And so what we need to do is just choose a triangle and then put just on the edge a little bit of glue. You don't have to glue the whole triangle, just one edge. And then you can put that onto the edge of the circle. Now, if you've put a lot of glue on, you might end up sticking to whatever surface you're working on. So just be careful. Make sure that before the glue dries, you pick it up and make sure that it's there. So there's a red, and then we'll do orange. And I'm just going to overlap just a little bit. Just the points of these triangles is going to overlap just a touch. Not too much, or we won't have enough to go all the way around. But if they're too spread out, then we'll have too many rays. Oh, I think I got a little bit too much glue on that one, but that's okay. And oh, you can see I got it stuck to my board, so I'm just going to make sure I pull that off before it dries. so it doesn't get stuck to my board. And make sure you're working on a surface that you can clean later. Alright. And just a little bit of an overlap there, and stick it down. Red, orange, red, orange. And now red. Red, orange, red, orange, red, orange. I'm also getting pretty sticky hands, so I'll have to go wash my hands when I'm finished. Okay. And next one is red. And then another orange. Now I suppose if you really wanted, you could have used all kinds of different colors for all those triangles, and you could have a really bright, colorful sun with all the colors of the rainbow. Red, and then orange, and red, and one last one, and that'll be orange. Just like that, and there we go. Alright, there's our sun. Okay, now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lenses of the sunglasses on for our sun's eyes. Of course the sun wears sunglasses because that's why they're called sunglasses. There we go. There's one. You can just kind of imagine where the eyes of the sun would be. And there's another. And if they're side by side, that'll be just fine. And then I'm going to put my eyebrows on. Now, you could have all kinds of different ways of putting the eyebrows on. Like, you know, if you put the eyebrows kind of pointing in towards the middle here. Oops. Hands are all gluey. Then it looks kind of like an angry sun. Oh, I'm so angry. But I want to have a happy sun, so I'm going to put mine a little bit more like this, angled the other way, because I think that looks a little bit happier. And there's one rectangle. And, oops. Getting myself into a pretty sticky situation. And there's the other eyebrow. So 2 rectangles for eyebrows. And then these are going to be the cheeks. Little heart cheeks. And you can put them somewhere just under each lens of the sunglasses. And they can be angled a little bit. So we'll draw a smile between them, I think. Just like that. And there we go. Okay. And now, since I'm done with my gluing, I'm going to put the cap back on my glue stick so it doesn't dry out. And we can do a little bit more coloring. So first I'll find my black crayon. And I'm just going to attach the two sides of the sunglasses, just like that. Put a little bridge there. And then I'm going to, I think I'll color everything in yellow now. And just like normal, we're going to color around all these edges. Now, since we've glued these pieces of paper on, you can kind of feel the edge carefully with your crayon. And we go around and around the outside. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Don't take my sunshine away. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. We can go around all the edges of all the pieces that we glued on here. And be careful you don't cross over this part that we colored black. It's one of the problems with coloring with black crayon is you get black smudges if you color over top of it. So all around the sunglasses, and we'll go all around these little hearts, the cheeks, and then we'll be ready to fill in all of those little pieces. Alright, and now I think we can fill in all this white part. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, hiding behind a tree. These little children are asking you to please come out so we can play with you. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, hiding behind a tree. These little children are asking you to please come out so we can play with you. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Alright, there we go. We've just got one more little thing to do, and that's draw on a smile. So I'm going to find my red crayon. There it is. And I'm just going to draw a smile between the 2 points of the heart. So I'll start at one point and go down, and there we go. And I'll do it a couple times just to make a nice thick happy smile. And there we go, there's our sun. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, hiding behind a tree. These little children are asking you to please come out so we can play with you. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. And there we go. There's our nice, bright, happy sun. So I hope you enjoyed today's craft. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe down below. Because this content is made for children, it's a little bit more difficult to help people find it, so that really does help a lot. If you did make this craft, I would love to see a picture of it, so please take a picture and send it to me on either Instagram or on Facebook at Babylon Kids. And be sure to check out myteddyandfriends.com for some more crafts and other things like that. And we'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.